Jaya Radha Giridhari Radha Giridhari Sri Radhe. Jaya Radha Giridhari Radha Giridhari Sri Radhe. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Gurudev Ki Jai Anant Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Harinama Sankirtan Ki Jai Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran Ki Jai Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna everyone. Please accept my humble obeisances. Please welcome to this morning session of Srimad Bhagavatam. Before we reading the verse, we start with Prabhupada Lilamrita. So we are reading the chapter 31, volume 1, page number 845. The chapter name is A Threat Against ISKCON. Okay, I'm going to share the screen now. Please bear with me. Prabhuji, are you able to see Prabhuji, the screen?
Yes, Mataji, we can see it now.
Okay, thank you. So somebody is following book. It is page number 845, chapter 31. That afternoon, Prabhupada toured the buildings. In addition to the main hall, which he would have the devotees convert into a temple, he saw the equally large lecture hall. These rooms, plus a 3-room apartment, ample separate quarters for male and female devotees, a parking lot, and a front lawn made this the finest physical facility in all of ISKCON. We don't require such a nice place for ourselves, Prabhupada told the temple president, Gargamuni. We are prepared to live anywhere, but such a nice place will give us opportunity to invite gentlemen to come and learn about this Krishna consciousness. The cost of the building had been 225,000 with a $50,000 down payment. Prabhupada had more than $10,000 in his book fund, but that was exclusively for printing books. So although he usually didn't like to deal personally in such negotiations, he had made an exception in this case and had asked the other temples to donate to the New World headquarters in Los Angeles. He had even mailed snapshots of the buildings to various temple presidents around the world. Thus, he had collected the down payment, and on Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati's appearance day, ISKCON became the legal owner. This was the only temple ISKCON actually owned. All the other buildings were leased or rented, and Prabhupada wanted to design everything himself. Hiring professionals would be too expensive, but Prabhupada had plenty of disciples eager to do the renovation. Karandhara knew a little carpentry, plumbing, and general construction, and he could learn more by experience. Bhavananda had been a professional designer, and he was filled with Prabhupada's enthusiasm to transform the plain church into dazzling palace for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. First you make my apartment, Prabhupada told Bhavananda. Let me move in and then we will work on the temple room. Bhavananda. We picked out a part of Los Angeles temple for Prabhupada's quarters, and Karandara built a bathroom. When Prabhupada came up to the rooms, he said, "This will be my sitting room, this will be my bedroom." And when he came to the third room with a skylight, he said, "This will be my library." Prabhupada had told me once in Boston that as a child he had lived in a palace with blue walls, red marble floors, and orange and gold trim, the Malik's house in Calcutta. So we painted the walls of his sitting room blue and I put in a white tile floor. The drapes were burnt orange satin with gold coats and gold frame. Prabhupada liked this color scheme very much. In the bedroom, I asked Prabhupada where he wanted his bed, and he said, "Put the bed in the middle of the room." We had put down a rug, and Prabhupada said, "Now you should get sheets and cover the rug with them." In India, they have rugs like this, nice rugs, and they cover them with sheets. And on special days, they take the sheets off, otherwise, they would become ruined. So I went out and brought sheets. Prabhupada was in his sitting room when I came in and started putting the sheet over the rug in the bedroom. Prabhupada came in and said, "Yes, this is very nice. Again, I have introduced something new. This is something new for all of you, sheets on rugs." Then he told me, "Now make sure there are no wrinkles in the sheet." I was on my hands and knees on the rug, and Prabhupada also got down on his hands and knees right next to me. We were both pressing out the wrinkles from the sheet. And when we got to the end, Prabhupada folded the sheet under the rug. He was very happy there because it was our own pleasure. We had never had our own place before. Prabhuji, can I stop here?
Yes, Mataji, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. And now we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, Creative Impetus, and chapter 8, a description of character of Bharat Maharaj. And we are reading the verse number 14. So I'm going to share it. Please. Can you see it?
Yes, Mataji, all visible clearly. Thank you.
So we are reading 5th canto, 8th chapter, verse number 14. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। क्रियायं निर्वर्त्यमानायम् अन्तराले अपि उतयोतय यदा एनम् अभिचक्षता तर्हि वाग स वर्षपतिः प्रकृतिस्तेन मनसा तस्मा आशिष आसस्ते स्वस्ति सद्वस्त ते सर्वथा इति। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। क्रियायां निर्वर्त्यमानायाम् अन्तराले अपि उतयोतय यदा एनम् अभिचक्षित तर्हि वाव सवर्षपति प्रकृतिस्तेन मनसा तस्मा आशिष असास्ते स्वस्तिस्ताद्वस्तते सर्वथा इति। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। क्रियायां निर्वर्त्यमानायाम् अन्तरालेऽपि उतयोतय यदा एनम् अभिचक्षित तर्हि वाव सवर्षपति प्रकृतिस्तेन मनसा तस्मा अशिष असस्ते स्वस्तिस्ताद् वत्सते सर्वथा इति। Hare Krishna. Anybody would like to recite? Please welcome.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. I'm trying.
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Kriyayam nirvartamanayam antaralepi utthaya jadainam abhichakshita tarhi bhavasha varshapatihi prakritisthena manasa tasma ashisho ashaste swastistad vatsyate sarvataha iti. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Mataji. Please.
Kriyayam nirvartamanayam antaralepyuthaya jadinam upichokshita tarhi bhavasa varshapoti prakriti sthena manasa tasma ashisha ashaste swasti stat vatsha te sarvata iti. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. May I please?
Yes, Mataji, please.
प्रियायामनिवृत्त्या मानायम् अन्तराले अप्युत्थाय योत्थाय यदैनम् अभिचक्षित तरहि वावासा वर्षपति प्रकृतिस्तेन मनसा तस्मा आशीष आसा ते स्वस्ति स्तात वत्सते सर्वतीति. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I am also trying.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Kriyayam निर्वर्तमानायाम् अन्तराले अपि उत्थाय यदा एनम् अभिचक्षित तर्हि वावशः वर्षपति प्रकृतिस्थेन मनसा तस्मा आशीष आशास्ते स्वस्ति स्तादत्स ते सर्वत इति. हरे कृष्ण.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Anybody would like to synonyms, please?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Kriyayam, the activities of worshipping the Lord or performing ritualistic ceremonies. Nirvartamanayanam, even without finishing. Antarale, at intervals in the middle. Opi, although. Utthaya, repeatedly getting up. Yada, when. Enam, the deer calf. Obichokshito, would see. Tarhi bhava, at that time. Saw, he. Varshapati, he. Maharaj Bharat. Prakritisthena, happy, Manasa, within his mind, Tasmai, unto it, Ashisha Ashaste, bestows benedictions, Swasti, all auspiciousness, Stat, let there be, Vatsha, O my dear calf, Te, unto you, Sarvata, in all respects, Iti, thus. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Anybody would like to translation?
May I, Mataji, please?
Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When Maharaj Bharat was actually worshipping the Lord or was engaged in some ritualistic ceremony, although his activities were unfinished, he would still, at intervals, get up and see where the deer was. In this way, he would look for it, and when he could see that the deer was comfortably situated, his mind and heart would be very satisfied, and he would bestow his blessings upon the deer, saying, "My dear calf, may you be happy in all respects." Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, I can read the purport.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Because his attraction for the deer was so intense, Bharat Maharaja could not concentrate upon worshipping the Lord or performing his ritualistic ceremonies. Even though he was engaged in worshipping the deity, his mind was restless due to his inordinate affection. While trying to meditate, he would simply think of the deer, wondering where it had gone. In other words, if one's mind is distracted from worship, a mere show of worship will not be of any benefit. The fact that Bharat Maharaja had to get up at intervals to look for the deer was simply a sign that he had fallen down from the spiritual platform. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire. अष्टप्रायसु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठकी मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यचन्द्रेश्वरं हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So I'm reading the translation one more time. When Maharaj Bharata was actually worshipping the Lord or was engaged in some ritualistic ceremony, although his activities were unfinished, he would still, at intervals, get up and see where the deer was. In this way, he would look for it, and when he could see the deer was comfortably situated, his mind and heart would be very satisfied, and he would bestow his blessings upon the deer, saying, "My dear calf, may you be happy in all respects." I'm closing the screen. Here we have been hearing about the pastime of Bharat Maharaj, how he attached to the deer, and what was his dealings with a deer, and how he got distracted from that attachment. So before that, if you go few verses before, few chapters before also, so the Bharat Maharaj, he was a son of Rishabhadev, and Rishabhadev got 100 sons, and he made Bharat Maharaj as the ruler for the kingdom. Before this Bharata Varsha name is Ajanaba Varsha, because Rishabhadev's father was Nabi. So the name given on his name is a Naba Varsha, Ajanaba Varsha. Now Bharat Maharaj became a ruler. He became a king. The Ajanaba Varsha became Bharata Varsha. He was ruling his kingdom very nicely, so, and he was a great devotee of Lord. He was performing so many sacrifices and all the actions to please the Lord, satisfying the citizens and satisfying the Lord also. He was ruling with devotion, and he was maintaining his devotional service also at the same time, and he became a great king. If you see the verse number in the previous chapter, verse number 17, the he got some perfection. So some symptoms are given in that verse, like his heart was completely melted, and the tears were flowing from eyes, and heart became a lake with the love, and he constantly meditating the reddish lotus feet of the Lord, and he forgot the regulative principles also. That means regulative worship. So it's not like a sadhana. When we are in the sadhana stage, so we follow certain rules and regulations. He completely surpassed that sadhana stage also, and he reached bhava bhakti. So where there is no rules and regulations, continuous, spontaneous love and love for the Lord. He developed that bhava stage of that bhakti, and all he became so perfection. He became a pure and satisfied heart is almost satisfied and almost purified, and he is free from all contaminations of material attachments, material desires, and he is free from all the material enjoyment also. So when he was practicing that, he divided the kingdom among his sons, and he went to Palahashramam. So that is near to the Gandaki river. And that place he selected because it is so saintly place and sanctified, so pure atmosphere. So it was given, the place is so sanctified where the people, devotees who meditate, Hari appeared in the form of their Ishta Deva. So he was giving the benedictions, he was appearing before them. So he is giving the vision of his darshan to all the devotees. So that place was so sanctified, and he started worshipping, meditating in that place. So all his material attachments are gone. He detached from completely all the material things and completely focusing on the Lord. So that is the reason he rejected, and he selected the place where he is free from all the distractions, free from all the attachments. He detached from kingdom, wealth, opulence, children, wife, everything, and he went to the secluded place where he can focus completely on the Lord. And he, with the forest, generally these places are less distraction from the material attractions. So he was doing so nicely, meditating on the Lord and developing firm faith on the Lord. That stage, one small incident happened. That incident changes Bharat Maharaj's life completely. So what was that incident? So he was meditating. He saw one deer was drinking some water from the river. That time the deer was pregnant. So always the deer was anxiety, was worrying, looking around here and there because some animal will come and eat. So always that fear is there for the animals in the forest. Some animal will come, and the deer was also fearful and looking here and there and drinking water. Suddenly heard the roar of lions. With the fear, started crossing the river. That time the deer was pregnant. The baby fell from the womb, and the deer was crossed the river. But out of that affection, the baby fell down. Out of anxiety, left a body. So Bharat Maharaj was meditating and he saw the whole incident. So he was devotee of the God. He has a natural compassion for other living entities. With that compassion, he started picking up the baby. So baby deer who just born, with so compassionate, he started feeding and taking care. So later on, that same compassion became so attachment. So beginning it is okay. So he was giving some food and taking care, and it went to the extent where he started neglecting his duties also. So his worship also, his meditation also. And in the previous verse also we saw wherever he goes, he was taking the deer with him because he was afraid that another animal will come and eat the deer. So he he developed a very attachment, very love towards the deer, like a children. He left the children, kingdom, everything. He detached with that. Now he started attaching to the small deer. So Maya is so strong in this instance. We can understand at any stage, even though he is a great devotee, even though he is in a very high stage of bhakti, so Maya is so strong. It gives some distractions to your devotion. Unless you set your mind, unless you are fixed your, unless you control your mind, it is very difficult to get out of from that illusion, from that distraction actually. And Prabhupada is saying in this verse, so he is showing that in this verse we can see Bharata Maharaj, even though he is meditating, he is closing his eyes. In between, he is opening his eyes, he is seeing, and where is the deer, what it is doing. And sometimes he even getting up from the meditation, seeing that whether the deer is safely situated, whether deer is happy. And also he is giving the benedictions to deer that so you will be all the times happy, in all respects you will be happy. So he is so attached to the deer. And Prabhupada is saying that this symptom, so getting up from the meditation, neglecting the meditation, neglecting the worship of the Supreme Lord, and off meditation, seeing the things in the middle of the meditation, it is the symptom of fall down. And so why this fall down happens in Bharata Maharaj, and what is that? Why it is happened? Why fall down happened to Bharata Maharaj? So today we will discuss 4 points, actually 5 points about this. So what is real compassion? So what Bharata Maharaj is showing the compassion, is it correct compassion? And if not, what is the real compassion? And what are the reasons for Bharat Maharaj fall down? And also, what are the general distractions we get in our devotion? And how to overcome? And also, we discuss some exalted personalities as examples, how they showed compassion on the living beings. So, we'll start with what is real compassion. If we see in Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada, this is in the second chapter, in the starting verse only, he said that if you are saving the dress, the shirt of the drowning man, it doesn't say that it is a real compassion. we want to save him, you have to save the whole body, not only his outfit. So that is called false compassion. So Krishna was saying in context to the Arjuna, because he was showing the false compassion on other party. So he forgetting his duty as a Kshatriya and showing false compassion on other party. So that's why Krishna was chastising Arjuna. So it is not real compassion. So what is the real compassion? The, recently we had a seminar on Vaishnava Sadacharya. In that session, His Grace Gauranga Darshan Prabhu was mentioning the three levels of compassion. So compassion on bodily platform, compassion on emotional, mental platform, and compassion on spiritual platform. So if you see deeply into these three categories, so on bodily platform, when somebody is suffering, when somebody is in hungry, somebody is having a poor state, so doesn't have clothes like this, so you are helping. So to satisfy the basic needs of the body and bodily platform. So that is also required. So that's what Bharat Maharaj here, he was doing at the beginning. He was giving, feeding and taking care of, giving, making the deer comfortable. So that was okay. It is on bodily platform. That is needed sometimes. But it will not stop to that level only. Sometimes people are so especially these days the people are so distressed, so anxiety, so worried and confused, disturbed. So because of that they are developing the diseases like depressions, all these, because they couldn't control their minds. They need some emotional support. So it is okay. So talking to them, sitting with them, and giving some philosophy. Even though if you are giving philosophy at that time, it doesn't work. So they are emotionally disturbed. So they need some sweet talks. So gradually it will not be enough. Gradually you have to give some philosophy. You can read the books with them, and so you can invite them to temple, and you can give the prasadam. Instead of giving the food, you give the prasadam. So like this, slowly you can connect them to Krishna. So and you are bringing them to spirit, that spiritual level, soul platform. So doing only things on the level of body and the emotional level will not be useful unless you connect the same living entity to the Lord, the spiritual level. So they can hear the glories, they can chant, they can eat prasadam. So many things happens. Gradually their consciousness changes. And here Bharat Maharaj, he rejected the kingdom, everything, but few things he was taking with them. So what are they? The mind senses. So wherever we go, the mind senses they come with. Even though so you are artificially rejecting something, but mind is still there with you. So it is controlling you. So do this again, get the desire, get that those things. And these senses also, they are giving some sort of experience so that you are getting the desires. So you have to fulfill it, the desires. So the basic thing you have to do is controlling the mind. So that is there with you all the times. And here two things are happening in the case of Bharat Maharaj. So first of all, so he is giving the unworthy compassion. He's showing unworthy compassion. So that means he's thinking he is the maintainer. So nobody is there to take care. So I am the responsible for deer's well-being. I am taking care. I am the maintainer. So nobody is there. So he is developing these types of the ideas. So he's thinking I am the maintainer. I am the well-wisher. So actually the well-wisher, the actual well-wisher is Lord, Supreme Lord. So whoever the relatives, friends, children, parents, wife, husband, so they come under secondary well-wishers. The primary well-wisher is Supreme Lord himself. So he is the Bhoktaram Yajatapsam Sarvalok Maheswaram Suhridam Sarvabhutanam. He is the well-wisher of all the human beings, all the living entities actually. So here he is showing it is not real compassion. Why it is not real compassion? Because he is taking care of only needs of the body. So he is not able to connect the deer to the Supreme Lord. He is not giving that facility. That's why it is not real compassion. It is unworthy compassion. Just like Arjuna showed to other party the false compassion. So unworthy compassion. The second one is, this is also called degraded compassion. Why it is degraded compassion? Because he is taking care of the deer and he is making deer comfortable and he is thinking he is a maintainer, he is giving some food, everything that is okay, but he is sacrificing his own sadhana. That we have to, that point is very, very important as a sadhakas. On the sake of our sadhana, we should not show the compassion others. If it is that compassion, it is distracting from our sadhana, so that is not real compassion. So Bharat Maharaj case also happening the same. He degraded, he fallen down from the great devotee bhava stage to he fallen down because he sacrificed his sadhana. He is not focusing on his sadhana and he is also taking care of deer and by neglecting his duties. Sometimes he is getting up, sometimes he opening up, he is stopping the meditation in the middle and he is chanting deer, deer, and he is eating with him, walking with the deer. So he is doing all the activities. So instead of filling the mind with Lord, he is filling the mind with deer. So that is called degraded compassion. So that is also not acceptable. You can show the comparison. At the same time, you have to advance also. You can connect the jiva to the Lord also. These three things should happen. So compassion on the bodily platform, compassion on the emotional platform is covered because you are connecting that jiva to the Lord. That is one reason. The second reason, so on the compassion, on the sake of compassion, so you are not losing your devotion. You are also advancing. You are also showing as an example, role model. So in that case, you will be saved. So these things should be happen when you are showing compassion on others. Then both will get benefited. So examples we discuss in this case. So here we can see the Bharat Maharaj example, Arjuna example, how they were showing the false compassion. And there are some saintly persons, they showed the real compassion on the fallen souls. So in one of the Radhanath Maharaj lectures, I had, he explained 4 important personalities who showed the real compassion on other beings. He was describing first Jesus Christ. So he was a great messenger of the Lord, and he was telling all the features of the so how we have to be good. And he said, once you surrender, once you take care of me, I'll take all your sins. So on the sake of taking their sins, he also even crucified. So he was such a great sacrifice for the fallen souls. But they didn't understand his sacrifice actually. So in one sense, he was a great messenger of the Lord to show how to be how to behave as a human being, and he was saying all the rules and regulations how to get along with each other. And he also said, if you surrender unto me, I'll take care of all your sins. And he was crucified and he sacrificed so many things for the sake of fallen souls. That is one example. And the other example from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Vasudeva Datta. So he was asking the Lord, oh Lord, so please deliver everyone, all the living entities, not only human beings, deliver all the living entities. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, so what about if they have done some sins? How can I deliver? So Vasudeva Datta said, no, I will take all the sufferings into my head. So you deliver them. Not only this universe, the living entities from all the universes. See his compassion. So compassionate all on the jivas. So he is ready to take all his sins on his head to liberate them, to deliver them. So that is the extent of compassion. And there is one more example, very good example. That is also Sripad Ramanujacharya. So Ramanujacharya, he was a um, disciple. He was looking for the diksha, and he was taking some diksha from Guru. So sometimes he was asking for the diksha, Guru was rejecting, and the Ramanujacharya was living in the Srinagar. Srirangam. He was living in the Srirangam. Goshtipona is a teacher. He was aspiring Guru. Goshtipona, he was living somewhere the 100 kilometers away from his place. So he was traveling every time to ask the permission to take the Diksha. Every time he was telling some reasons, you have to improve, you have to improve. He rejected so many times. So in this way, he was traveling from Srirangam to other place. It was more than 100 kilometers. Like this, he did for 18 times. Almost he traveled 3,600 kilometers to get that Diksha. And finally, Goshtipurna, he was given the uh, Diksha, and he given that mantra also and said, it is so confidential, you cannot share with anyone, especially faithless persons. If you tell to them, so you cannot get liberated. And you also go to the hellish planet. So that was the condition he made. So cannot give it. It's confidential. You cannot share with anyone, and especially for faithless persons. And if you do that, you go to because it is this mantra is only for eligible people, only some people, not for everyone. So Ramanuja said, okay, I'll do that. He was considering this, whatever Guru said, for few years. After that, he realized, so this mantra is so powerful. So by doing this, I'll get liberated. So what about other entities? They have to get liberated. So he went to the top of the building, top of the temple. So from there, he called everyone and openly he said that mantra, Om Namo Narayanaya. So that mantra was heard by everyone. Even Guru also heard that incident, called him, why you have done this, like this? So you know that you are going to hell because you are given this mantra to everyone who are not eligible for it. So Ramanujacharya, he said, it's okay, I'll go to hell. But what about them? They will get the liberation. So for the sake of them, I don't even mind going to hell. So immediately Guru also, he accepted that, and he made that you are the real hero of compassionate. So you showed great compassion on each and every living being. That is the real compassion. And also the another example, Radhanath Maharaj was explaining the modern saint. Anybody can expect who was the modern saint? Anybody can have any idea?
Srila Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada, thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Yeah. So Srila Prabhupada, he could do his meditation, japa. So whatever devotion in Vrindavan, he left the Vrindavan at the age of 70. He traveled all over the world and he propagated Krishna consciousness. So during his last days, when he was on the bed, so one doctor who was treating Prabhupada, he asked, see, Prabhupada, you are so sick. So you are day by day you are getting degrading because of your illness. So you know why? So your deity form, you have given deity form to your disciples. Every day they are worshipping you. So while worshipping, so you are taking all their sins. That's why you are getting diseased. That's why your sickness is not getting down. So day by day, the sins are going on and you are taking all their sins and you are suffering. So Prabhupada said, you know that. That's why I came here to take all their sufferings. So that is a real compassion. So just connecting them, so just to satisfy them with the um, bodily needs like food, clothes, some emotional support. It is not needed. If we want to show real compassion, we have to connect them to the Lord. That is the real compassion. So Prabhupada has given that chance to all of us to connect to the Lord. So by Krishna consciousness. So by knowing all these examples, by studying, by meditating on these great personalities, we can come to understanding that that is the real compassion. So whatever compassion, it is a good. You are bringing so them to the comfortable zone, but that comfortable zone will not be enough. So that comfortable zone should go up to make a comfort with lotus feet of the Lord, to take the shelter of the lotus feet of Lord. So this is the real compassion. Now the other point we are going to discuss, reasons for Bharat Maharaj fall down. From the last chapters we have been observing, from the last chapter we have been seeing that. So he is day by day he is degrading. So initially he is showing some compassion on the deer and it became so attachment. He couldn't live without deer also. At the end of his life, what is happened? He was remembering the deer instead of the Lord. So in the Bhagavad Gita 8.6 also, yam yam vapi swaran bhavam jajate ante kalevaram tam tam evete kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavita. So whatever consciousness we have at the end of the life, the same consciousness with go with you for the next life. The same desires with the same swabhava goes with you, and you take birth according to that desires, that swabhava, that consciousness. Here also Bharat Maharaj, he was thinking about the deed at the end of his life. He has taken the deed form. So what is the reason for this? So many reasons are explained here. Anybody wants to share one or two reasons?
He neglected his
Yes.
duty in the sadhana or the devotional service,
Yes,
and being over compassionate to a living being. I mean, on the material platform, he neglected. That is not expected in general from any other exalted devotee like him.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Prabhuji. So he neglected his duties, and he is in bhava stage. He came down to the bhava state. He neglected, and also another reason. Anybody wants to share any other reasons before I go?
Hare Krishna Mataji, he was not in association of devotees. He was
Very
alone.
good. Yeah, he was alone. He was not in the association of devotees. Yeah, that is also reason. That's why we have to be in a group of devotees, in association of devotees, so that we get encouraged, we get inspiration. So if something wrong we are doing, they always so chastise us, say that you are not doing this, do this, like that. Somebody should be there to give guidance, give instructions, and saying you are doing correct, you are not doing correct, like this. So somebody is there. That association he is missing. Thank you, Prabhuji. Very good point. And also he is thinking he is the maintainer. Nobody is there to do it. And deities depend on me. So I have to take care of. He forgot the primary well-wisher is Lord. He will take care of everything. And the attached, he was so attached to the deed, even in the middle of the meditation, he is getting up and seeing where it is. And he is neglecting his rituals. And the other reason is not focusing. When he was getting up in the middle and seeing the deed, again sitting, again for some time doing meditation, again opening eyes and seeing, getting up, where it is, whether it is safe or not, any animal coming. So like that he was thinking, no focus is there. So when you compare the situation to ourselves now, so what are the distractions, the biggest distraction we are getting now? Anybody wants to share? So these are the reasons for Bharat Maharaj fall down. These are the distractions for the Bharat Maharaj. Deer was the biggest distraction. And at the same time, we are also getting some distractions in the devotion. Even you are practicing devotee, you are doing so much sadhana. Sometimes we get distractions. So these distractions, Prabhupada says, because of these distractions, our sadhana will go down. So what are some distractions? Generally we get it. Any ideas or anything to share?
Thanks, Madi. Phone calls. I
Yes,
mean,
Prabhuji. Exactly. So even in a temple, so we go for a japa. Sometimes we always keen about the notifications. Something comes, so immediately we check. So there is a message. Somebody is calling. So I have to give the reply. You keep the chanting bag aside, start giving the reply to that. You cannot postpone it. You think that is the priority. So these phone calls, mobiles, so we are getting distracted. Sometimes even though you are doing in the middle of the Abhishekam, deity worship, some phone call comes, immediately you attend that phone call. So forgetting your primary duty. So that is a great distraction. Sometimes children, wife, family members, parents, neighbors, office colleagues, so these are all distractions. Some financial problems. If you are getting some financial problems, you cannot focus on the Lord. Some health problems. So these are some distractions generally we get. So from the sadhana. So at any point of time, the focus should be on the Lord. So Bharata Maharaj is showing degraded compassion, unworthy compassion, because he is having all these attachments. And the last one for this class, how to overcome that, how to overcome the distractions, how to overcome that false attachments. In the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, second chapter, the 14th verse says, Tasmad ekena manasa Bhagavan sasvatam patir Srotavya krititavyasya dhyeya pujayasya nityada. So one point attention should be there on the Lord who is protecting the devotees. Sasvatam Padim. So that means you the focus should be on the Lord, not on these material things. The mistake Bharat Maharaj has done, so he has focused on material thing, that is material living entity, that is deer. So the complete focus on the Lord and hearing about his glories and glorifying his gunas, chanting, hearing, chanting, and remembering. So remembering is very, very important. That will help you at the end of the life. The end of the life, that is art of dying. The whole sadhana, whole year you are working, you are doing the sadhana to pass that self. What is that? Antyakale cha mameva sparan mukta kalevaram ya prayati samadbhavam yati nasti atra samsayaha. In the 8th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying that. So whoever remembers me at the end of their life, definitely they will attain me. So in order to get that, remember the end of the lifetime is very, very difficult. That time you already, your body is not cooperating. So you are having some other pains, some other diseases. And so that pain is so much that soul has to detach from the body. The soul already attached to the body. That is so difficult to detach from the body. So painful. In that pain, you cannot, it is very difficult to remember Lord unless you practice it for whole life. That's why Prahlad Maharaj says, you have to start the devotion from the tender age. So that is from year 5 you have to start. Somebody says, when I get old age, I will practice it. So it never happens. When you get old age, when you get retired, so some of your body parts, they are deteriorate to function also. That time you cannot focus. The focus is very, very important. So to get that focus, you have to do the devotion from the beginning. So and also in the second chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord says 2.41. व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिरेकेह कुरुनन्दन बहुशाखाय अनन्तस्य बुद्धयो avyavasayanam. So what is that? The goal should be one. Ekeha, the goal one. So for the path you are going in the resolute purpose. The one purpose is, the one goal is there. So if the devotees start their devotion with one goal, it is easy to achieve. For the people who have unlimited bahusakaya anantasa, different goals, they cannot achieve, they cannot get success. So in the Krishna consciousness, highest perfection is vyavasayatmika intelligence, getting that intelligence, that because of that intelligence you can control the mind, and the mind can control the senses, so that the soul, it dominates, and it it does whatever it wants, whatever devotion it wants. Finally, soul can do it. So buddhayo avasayanam. Avasayanam means those path is not focused, it is resolute. That means if they are not focused on the one goal, that is pleasing the Lord, so because they have different goals. In the Nectar of Instruction of also, Srila Rupa Goswami says that you cannot fill the mind with artificially, so artificial vacuum. So you have to fill the mind with some positiveness. So if you are filling the mind with positiveness and you always remembering the Lord, that will help to remember at the end of the time. So sometimes you take the board exams, especially in India, they have 10th class board exams, intermediate board exams. To pass that test, they have to study whole year. Otherwise, they miss some questions. Again, they have to write it. So in our jiva state, so if you are failing the anchakale, so you have to take birth again. So with that desires. So in today's class, we have studied what is real compassion. Real compassion is connecting jivas, other entities towards Lord. And we have to be away from the distractions like mobile phones while you are doing the sadhana. And also the other distraction is opposite sex. So generally devotees, they will be aware of all these. So they can develop all these regulative principles in their sadhana. But here and there, if they get distracted, immediately they have to focus on the Lord. And every day they have to hear, glorify, and they have to remember the Lord. They have to worship the Lord. And even in the ninth chapter also, Ananya Chindayastama. So Lord says, if you worship me without deviation, I will take all your yoga, all your kshema. So what is yoga? All your bhakti. So whatever you are endeavoring to reach me, I will take care of that endeavor also. And also I will take care of your well-being also. Lord is giving that promise. So meditate on that promise, what Lord is giving, and focus completely without any distractions, like Bharat Maharaj, and perfect our lives. And also we have studied today some examples, some great personalities showing what is real compassion. So by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we are still applying those principles like distributing prasadam, distributing books, Harinam Sankirtan. So conducting great festivals in the temple. So inviting um, all the people in society and making chance them to connect to Krishna. So, so these are my realizations about these words. If anything there you can add, you can correct me if anything wrong. Hare Krishna. I will conclude the class now. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hey, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
for the nice verse. One second. Yeah, thank you for unpacking this verse so nicely. So many angles you looked at, and then 3 stages of compassion on the bodily level, on the emotional, mental level, and also on the spiritual level. So in this case, Bharat Maharaj is giving so much association with the deer. So I was wondering, because in this verse we can see he's actually blessing the deer, and he is a very just about close to a pure devotee. So what would the destination of the deer would be?
So deer in the next life, definitely they will, because deer is associating with a great devotee actually. So they will get the benefit. So they can elevate it to the higher levels. But if Bharat Maharaj, the intention is to take care of deer. So that is supplying. And the deer is associating with the devotee also. Definitely it will get some benefit. But if Bharat Maharaj, he was doing with a degraded consciousness, so he is getting fall down. Definitely that jiva will get the benefit. And that jiva who is supporting, the showing compassion on a false way, so they automatically get degraded.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavad Pranam. Thank you very much for the very nice class from explaining the verse from different angles, particularly about the compassion, what really compassion means, bringing the information, what Prabhupada has told. Showing compassion to a body level means only caring for a drowning person for his dress and not saving the person. In a similar way, in our devotional, when we are in devotional service, we should endeavor ourselves to get out of it. At the same time, we must have compassion for others, but that compassion must be for spiritual development and not at the body level. Because if we are too much attached to body level, then there is a chance for our falling down. And Bharat Maharaj's example is the greatest example of that. He was so elevated as a king, as a devotee, but yet he fall down. So we should be careful in our devotional service And thank you for bringing all that point together in today's class. Thank you once again for the very nice class. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna,
yes. He
Mataji.
is a great, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
continue.
Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, continue, Mataji. Continue.
Actually, he is a great devotee. So, actually, we cannot think like that. He is a great devotee. How can he fall down? So, the Krishna sometimes to show us what is, these are the distractions, how to aware of that, and how to focus on our devotions. To show us all this, he is giving some examples through some leelas. Even the Arjuna, if you take Arjuna, he was bewildered. That bewilderment is, it's not like that he is really bewildered and he is falling down. No. So he was a great devotee. So Krishna is showing leelas, he is doing some leelas so that Bhagavad Gita will be delivered for all of us. We have to understand in that way. Yeah. So Bharat Maharaj, yeah, general, he is fallen down, but so he, by the mercy of the Lord, so he got that remembrance of previous birth. Even in the dear body, he was remembering the Lord. He was doing the devotion service. So devotion in the mind only, he was doing the devotion. And after that, one more birth, Jada, he born as a Jada. So in that birth, he was completely like a madman. He was not associating with mundane people. He completely was in his own self and was worshipping the Lord in his inner side. So that's how he got liberated again. Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you very much for the very nice class, bringing out such nice points in terms of different levels of compassion. So I was just wondering how to understand this. For example, in other traditions, like we have this great saint, Mother Teresa. So she was a great devotee of the Lord, and she was serving so many thousands and thousands of people she has served. So should we take that as spiritual compassion, or the because she always talked herself as an instrument of Lord Jesus Christ? So should we take that as a spiritual compassion because she was always talking like as if she was an instrument of the Lord Jesus Christ, or again is it material compassion? How to understand?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. So yes, definitely she was a great soul, Prabhuji. She showed uncomparable compassion to all the living entities. We can see her intention. She was not expecting anything from anyone. So she was giving complete comforts to everyone. But we have to understand whether they are all are connected to the Lord or not. She is giving much comforts to everyone. She was taking care of everyone. So like orphans, so everyone, all other living entities also. So the point here is whether she is connecting them completely to the Lord, and she is doing on emotional platform, on bodily platform. That is important to understand. So yes, definitely she was saying that I am a servant of the Lord Jesus. I am serving on behalf of him. And at the end, what message she is saying to everyone, that is also very important to understand. Whether she is connecting all of them to the Lord, or just she is comforting them with the bodily needs and emotional needs. That point we have to understand. So if she is connecting everyone to the Lord, so that is a great service actually she was doing. But they get definitely some Sukriti, Prabhuji. So definitely those people, though are looking for the welfare of the community, so by giving the bodily pleasures, bodily needs and all these, definitely they elevated to the higher planets. But what about the souls? They are getting the benefit from others. Where they are ended up, they will be satisfied with bodily comforts or emotional comforts. Are there any connection? They are going elevated to the higher planets. That is important, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, anybody is there?
Hare Krishna Mataji, it appears there is no other person to make the comment. So
Okay.
you can conclude the class now. Thank you.
Yeah, Prabhuji, thank you so much.
Vancha kalpatarubhyascha
कृपा
कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च
पतितानां
पतितानां
पावनेभ्यो
पावनेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो
नमो
नमो
नमः
नमः।
अनंत
अनन्तकोटि
कोटि वैष्णव
वैष्णववृन्द
वृंद
की
की जय। ग्रेट सावित्री माता जी की जय।
all glories to assembled devotees. Hare
हरे
Krishna.
कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna.